online broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Hey, they brought that Nick Cannon back. Oh! Yeah, get it, Nick. Get it, Nick. We dedicated this one to you, Nick. What's up, AfterBuzzers? Welcome to the first episode of season 4.
That's right.
Absolutely cannot believe it. They're hanging in there, right?
4 seasons.
4 seasons. Well, I am your host, Robin Ayers, and I'm sitting here with my beautiful, stunning co-host.
Hi, guys. I'm here, Janeisha John. So happy to be here for season 4.
Yeah, I'm super happy too. It's very interesting because they did not hesitate. They just came straight out the box and they started hitting us with the funny. So what I really liked is that they opened up with the previous, like as last seen on season, 3 of Nick in bed or in the hospital bed, I guess. He needed a kidney from his boy.
But his boy didn't want to give him the kidney, though.
His boy didn't want to give him the kidney. I thought that was hilarious how they ended season 3 and they're bringing that back in. So we see clearly that Nick is still in the bed and Kevin Hart is kidnapped.
Well, Mitch-napped.
Mitch-napped, yes.
He's been Mitch-napped for a while. All over BET, we've been seeing the commercials.
Yeah.
Running, he was Mitch-napped, and everyone's wondering who did it.
Yeah, who did it? But we finally get to see who Mitch-napped Kevin, and it's none other than
Arsenio Hall.
Arsenio Hall. It's like I actually every time Arsenio comes on any TV screen, I love him. I love him and that big finger.
Do you think of coming? I always think Coming to America.
I always think of when he. I was trying to figure out, is this Arsenio or is he acting?
I think it was a little bit of both. And I think all of I guess the guests on the show all give us a little bit of both because as they say, it's the realest, it's the fakest reality show.
Yes.
Because they're really playing themselves.
Yeah.
But I think it's just a little, maybe
extreme,
just a little bit exaggerated.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, you know who's really exaggerated?
Kevin Hart
and Terry Crews, who's supposed to be Robin Thicke when he gets mad.
He turned into the Hulk. I guess that's.
Terry Crews, now that's somebody he's always the same. I don't know if he's exaggerating, but I don't know if he's like that in real life because he's he'd be flexing his chest. I don't know. I be wanting to do it, but y'all don't want me to do that because I'm gonna knock somebody out if I do that. But so Terry's got it on lock. So we see that Terry is obviously there and he is mad because I don't even know why he was mad. What was up?
I mean, he was kidnapped. He was Mitch-napped too. It was funny because I liked when Kevin said, "Yo, Brooklyn Nine-Nine." That was hilarious. But yeah, I guess he was upset. He's tied down. I would be pissed too.
I guess so. But you know what I really noticed in this episode, and there's definitely more examples that we have later, but Kevin, as well as all the other guys, they're not afraid to make fun of themselves and their lives, and they bring their real lives into this very funny show, which Robin Thicke was one of them. He's talking about his sales and stuff, and Paula, losing Paula, the whole nine. And then Terry did a good job of, he was like, Paula, screaming out to Paula. I was just like, dude, they're really gonna run this one into the ground.
Definitely. Not only that, too, we see that Arsenio Hall, his show got canceled.
Yes.
And it was so hilarious to kind of see him talking to a fake audience.
Yeah, like holograms.
Or like posters or whatever they have up. And it was just funny because, he's poking fun at the fact that his show is canceled, but this really happened,
Yeah. And then, again, they're playing on their real lives because Arsenio comes out. It's like he's living his glory days. Yeah. He doesn't want to give up the fact that he was the number one guy on TV for a long time, actually. Did you grow up watching Arsenio?
Sort of, kind of. But I think, as an adult, you look back, you don't really pay attention to that kind of stuff until you're an adult and you're like, oh, wait, you understand. You've seen him on Coming to America. You've seen him, having his show, of course. And so it's like, as an adult, you appreciate it more. Well, at least for me, I appreciate it more.
Well, when I was growing up, I knew exactly. I was like, Arsenio Hall is the man. Like, Arsenio was the man back in the day. And then when he came back with the Arsenio show again, it's like everything is different now. So I'm glad that Kevin and whomever else, Chris Spencer, all of the producers and creators of the show, I'm glad that they brought him back on, as hopefully maybe we'll see more of him in the future episodes.
I mean, according to the show, he's now the host of Tricked.
Yeah. He took JB's spot.
He sure did.
Yeah. Swoop. Okay, so but okay, so I love that the guys are still there. You still got Dwayne and Nelly, which, by the way, Nelly looks really good.
Oh, he's always been looking good.
Okay, all right. Maybe it's just me, but I'm saying Nelly, like, money's done that brother real nicely. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So he's looking good, but that's just a side note.
Side note.
Yeah, side note. But everybody's looking for Kevin, and so they said I think Dwayne is the one who pointed out that
I left him with Arsenio.
Yeah, he left him with Arsenio. But the funniest thing ever is that he was like, anybody know where Paula lives? Because he's renting. He's renting a room from her. It's like they are making so much fun, like this dude is broke or something. Yeah. I'm like, okay, what part of this is real and what part of this is fake? You know what I'm saying? Like, I know he's not renting a room from Paula.
No, I don't think it's that serious yet.
Yeah,
but I mean, it's interesting because they poke fun at oh gosh, Jackie all the time for being broke.
All the time.
So I mean, it's interesting. I do think they do exaggerate it a bit, but some parts of it gotta have a little bit of truth to it too.
Yeah.
So, I mean, obviously shows got canceled. I'm sure he got some things in the works.
Yes.
But, right now it's like, man, he's like, that's a bummed out situation, but I do like that they can laugh about it.
They can laugh about it. And I'm just like, okay, well, what part of that really stings, or can you really just laugh about it? You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I mean, at the end of the day, if there's anybody, for me at least, if there's anybody that's gonna crack on somebody, I'd rather it be me crack on myself.
For real.
Like, at least you're the one who's like, okay, well, if we're gonna make fun of me,
exactly,
let me be the one to make fun of me.
Right. Exactly. And Kevin, I mean, he's giving them obviously the perfect platform to do that. So and then we saw Paula came on and she looks good.
She looks amazing.
Yeah. I mean, she always looked good from what's the show that she did with Simon? Was it X Factor? American Idol? X Factor?
It might have been X Factor.
I don't know what it was.
Yeah, I believe it was.
Oh no, she was doing American Idol for years. Her.
And then I think she switched
Randy,
over
and then
to
girl. Don't give me that, girl.
It was one of them. There's so many of them.
There's so many of them. But she, and that was a couple years ago that she went off the air. I mean, doing one of those shows, and but she appeared, and so she looked really good. I was happy to see her, and she did her little acting debut. Like, I want my rent when I come back.
B better have my money.
That's what I'm saying.
Run that, Rihanna.
What up, Rihanna? So she was really cute. And speaking of Jackie Long, I know you mentioned him, and they clearly make fun of him all the time.
All the time.
You know what he does a good job of? Is playing that sidekick role.
He sure does.
You know what I'm saying?
He die hard. He ain't rather die. Like, but I will say this. Okay, I think we touched on it. You and I spoken it a little bit earlier, where we said they fully commit.
Yes.
In this show, I think they go hard. And so, like, for instance, the part of the episode where the gun was pointed, or the fake gun was pointed at Kevin's head, and they all dove to the floor. It was just interesting because when Kevin let out that tear gas, and Jackie's face was just like, oh, and he was just fully committed to that.
He's like, tear gas. That was hilarious. I love that they could just push the envelope like that. Yeah. And then, of course, they like make fun of him for always being broke. Remember, he didn't have a car last season, but this season, though, he's coming up.
That was his mama's car. I'm just saying, Jackie, fix your mama's car.
The putt. Come on, Jackie. And then Dwayne and them, if that's your boy, you know, give him some dollars.
No, listen, they're so tired of loaning that boy money.
I know.
He never pays them back.
He never pays them back.
Give him any more money too. I'm working hard for this money. You better get yours because you're not gonna pay me back. No.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Total putt. What did he say? That was his mama's car?
They said it was his mama's car. They were like, what? I don't think this was a good idea to get into Jackie's mama's car.
Yeah,
so.
I don't know, but I thought that was extremely funny, and yeah, he did a good job.
He did. Let's talk about the fact that the tour guide bus stopped and thought that Kevin was who?
Chris Tucker. So funny. And then the funny thing is that like he's portraying like he's the man. Like I'm the most famous, funniest, dopest guy in Hollywood. You know, like that's his persona on his own show. Mm-hmm. And then they make fun of it like we don't even know who you are, dude. Yeah. And then the funny, when he got in the car and he was like, he said, let's get ready to take a ride along. And they were like, he was like, all right, rush hour. Yeah! Oh my gosh. And then they see Dwayne and they're like, Dwayne Martin from above the rim. So they know Dwayne.
Dwayne was started posing. Yeah, it was hilarious.
Yeah, we got to get these guys in here on the show. Like, I mean, I know Dwayne and... Well, I don't know. Dwayne and Dwayne from Real Husbands of Hollywood, I guess maybe are two different things. Or no, he's the same guy. But I'm just saying, like, we got to get them in here. You know, maybe we could. Who knows? We could get in.
We need you guys to start tweeting and getting and telling them that we want to see them on the show right here on AfterBuzz.
Yeah, yes, that would be nice. All of you faithful Real Husbands. I mean, if you guys are faithful, like I've been faithful to this whole show. How about you?
Yeah, like I mean, I jumped on later on, but you know I've been addicted ever since. So you know I think since season 2. So I mean 4 seasons, they're doing something right. They definitely have diehard fans. And so you guys, come on, let's get them on the show.
Exactly. And then they got a little bit of everybody. So like all the different cast members, they bring something to the table. So okay, so the guys find Kevin, right? Dwayne stops the bus and it's Kevin driving. So they find Kevin, they take him over to the hospital, and they see Faith Evans. Faith Evans, by the way, any given day, Faith is the bomb. Like, she sings the ABCs, and she's amazing.
That voice is just, anytime you hear a Faith Evans, it's just like, ugh. But what did Kevin say? Kevin says, anytime you hear Faith Evans, either somebody's show got canceled or somebody died.
And in this case, unfortunately, they thought Nick Cannon died, and that scene was hilarious because Kevin started crying. Yeah, like for real, like Kevin's really good with that, but he started crying and then he was like, I'm just overjoyed with emotions.
He's so happy.
I thought I was gonna have to give up my kidney. Oh my gosh, like so funny.
He was a real life jerk at that moment.
Certified jerk. And then he covers up his face. The best part to me was when he's tapping his face. Like, come on, Kevin. Like, you're certified right now.
Can't top when he took the shoes off his feet. He was like, oh man, y'all can't pay for this funeral. We need these shoes to pay for the funeral.
He is a mess. He is a mess. That was so funny. That was really good.
Yeah.
But did you actually think that Nick died?
I mean, no, not. Of course not. I mean, because you know, it's so comedic, and of course, I think Nick and his little, I guess, beef back and forth, I think plays a really huge part in the show. So
yeah,
it like to kind of just see him kind of just go because Kevin didn't give him a kidney.
Right?
Not gonna happen.
Well, okay, so I gotta be honest. I was like, maybe they just killed him off. Like, maybe they did. I thought, because I was like, well, maybe they're trying to give him an out because he does have his own show. Like, he's got his Wild 'N Out show. And Nick is a certified boss. Like, Nick, he has a lot of things going on. So I was like, okay, well, maybe this is their way of kicking him off the show or him exiting the show gracefully. I don't know.
Yeah. Nick is like, no, but obviously not.
Exactly. So. Yeah, we find out later, I mean, that he clearly gets punked.
Tricked, as they call it.
Tricked. Yes, he doesn't get punked. He gets tricked. I wonder if he ever got punked in real life.
That'd be interesting. We should find out. That'd be interesting. If you guys know, let us know on, on Face. I mean, on Twitter, and let us know if he. But I don't think so. I've never heard of.
I don't think. But that show is so old. But the fans out there are so real. Like, fans, you guys, the AfterBuzzers are so dope because you guys will know a season, an episode, the line. They'd be like, at 13 minutes and 2 seconds, he says that, like...
Listen, ultimate researchers,
yes. So by all means, if I really want to know if Kevin... No, Kevin wasn't... I don't know if
I don't think
Kevin got...
I'm curious to know if anybody else... Probably Nick. I could see Nick being punked.
Yeah, because he was definitely like really around at that time when that show was out too. So maybe he got punked. But in this case, Kevin got tricked. So they all come on to the show, right? Or to the doctor show.
Yeah. Wait, before we get to that, I do also want to touch... I like that they brought Roxy in just to do that little one episode.
Yeah, but hasn't she been on the show before?
I don't recall.
Because I know that Sean Robinson was on the show as another like host. But I don't know about Roxy.
I don't recall Roxy being on there. But if I'm, I could be stand corrected.
She's great though. Roxy looks great.
She looks amazing. Yeah.
Oh, and what about the little girl?
Lola. Not the producer's daughter. That was
like, again, that's real life that they're putting right there. But then, she's not.
She's not the producer's daughter.
No, not at all. I wonder which daughter she was, like which of the homies' daughter she was.
I think that's cool that they're actually putting like the people that they know on set.
Yeah.
And so that's awesome.
I mean, it's like, do you know Kevin in real life? You go, I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All right, you gonna be on an episode? What's up?
Let's go.
I mean, it's almost like it's that easy. Everybody's getting on the show. I mean, clearly they have like so many people coming in on the show. They got Nia Long, and then not to mention all the people who've been on past episodes as well.
Yeah.
So it shows you not only is BET coming with a budget.
That's right.
Right, it does show you that, but also that Kevin has a lot of reach, and not just Kevin, but everybody who's involved with the show. So they got Nia Long coming in.
I think is coming on the show.
Nene Leakes, Bobby Shmurda.
Ooh,
that's a big deal.
That's a big deal.
Regina Hall, Chris Brown.
Oh, okay.
Chris Brown. Like I clearly I'm going to be tuning in for all the episodes, but I'm excited to see what he's going to do on there.
I think it's just an amazing platform just for, you know, for artists and actors, just everyone who's, doing something right now and just kind of want to reach out to their fan base.
Yeah.
I think this is a great way for them to do that, not just within their personal, channel, like whether it be music or modeling or whatever.
Right.
This is just kind of nice to see them in a more light situation, just kind of just have fun and do silly stuff. So
yeah, awesome. I agree. And then what I really like about it too is that they always say we as a community don't support each other.
Yeah.
And it's in this show is clearly like everybody's supporting each other. Like, yeah, I'll come to the show, and hey, why don't you come on to my show? That type of thing. So I always love to see that. And then of course it keeps them relevant.
Yes.
Because even if they Nene is a great example. Nene is huge, right? She's a big deal.
Yeah.
But I don't know what the last thing that she was. It Broadway?
She's
the last
done
thing she
some
did?
Broadway plays. And then of course she had the wedding and the show. And, that's still going.
Yeah. So she's on. Is she on the show right now? I have no idea.
I'm not certain, but I want to say yes.
Okay, but I mean, I guess my point is just that she's able to come on to a show like this, and then even if it's just one episode, it's like boom, there you go.
Yep.
Yeah. So and like Kevin said, he was willing to give Arsenio a platform. He was like, basically, I'll put you on. You know what I'm saying? Just come on to the show. Just don't kill me. He put his little foot up. He was like, don't shoot me. I'll give you a platform. He said it's worked. I mean, he said it's worked for Boris, which is true. Because Boris, I was a Boris fan for a long time when he was back on Soul Food. I don't know if you watched that show, but
of course.
Come on now. So that was great. And now he and his wife. he and Nicole have a show together. So
which I think is awesome, by the way.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I think that's amazing.
Not to mention, and I just want to touch on it because we were seeing all of these couples, strong, couples in entertainment, and we get to see just a slight peek. It might not be totally realistic, the situations, of course, because it's like a fake reality show, but just to kind of see them be able to work together and actually show some kind of insight into their relationships. I think it's encouraging for people who want to get married and, who are in the industry and may think, these things don't work in the industry, because we so often see the failed relationships in the industry, but to see, these strong couples actually work out. And then even the ones that do feel like Nick and Mariah.
Exactly. And
or
right,
Robin
exactly.
and Paula. Like,
yeah.
We just kind of just see the realistic side, but we also see it work. So I think that's awesome.
I think it's great. That's such a great point. And like you said, even the ones that don't necessarily work, they brought Salita E. Banks onto the show, and that was Nick's ex-fiance, maybe, right? Fiance or girlfriend?
They were engaged, but they were definitely together.
Yeah, I thought they were even engaged, but to bring her onto the show, and then they even interacted. They had scenes. This is, obviously last season, but they had scenes together. It just shows that, man, like, you guys could really still make it happen. And it's just really cool. But again, the relationships that do work. JB Smoove and his wife. You had
Dwayne and Tisha Campbell.
Dwayne and Tisha, who are, I mean, Tisha, come back on this season. Tisha, just bring it on, because she brings a certain kind of funny that nobody else can bring.
That girl's hilarious. Listen, you're so funny. I love her on the show.
Yes.
I want her to be back on too. So.
Yeah, they actually made a big part of it, a part of the show about her and, some of the other women last season. So I wonder how the women are going to make a comeback this season, or if they are. Or if it's going to be about the guys, because right now, this particular episode, they're holding it down.
Yeah. It was definitely about the guys this season. I mean, this episode. So I would love to see the ladies come and represent, though. So
I know. Come on, represent for us. So the guys are on to... Oh, no, let me tell you.
The doctor...
The doctors.
Yeah, the doctors.
Okay, the doctors. But Trina, remember Kevin was getting into the elevator and they're like, you killed Nick. And he said, you are sick. I just, Kevin is crazy. So he basically, I guess everybody's mad at him, but Trina is even mad at him. She's like, you killed Nick. So, right, that scene that you were talking about when somebody was pointing the, what is it called?
Red dot. The laser
red.
I don't know.
We sound crazy. I got a little bit of G in me, but I just forgot for the moment.
Yeah, I'm there with you, Robin. I am.
We'll get back to you next week on that. What it's really called. But anyway, for now, the red dot. So he had that on him. And so Trina basically convinced him. Well, she said make a donation. And I guess Kevin took that as...
Took it literally.
Yes, go donate his kidney. And he wanted to go back onto the doctors because that's where it originally happened, where he found out he was a match for Nick. And so he goes on to the show with his little cooler, thinking that he's got his kidney up in the cooler. Oh, my gosh.
Jackie, did you really eat his kidney?
That almost made me throw up a little bit in my mouth. Wait, how he was like, how it was like a flashback. Oh my gosh, that's disgusting, but that's hilarious at the same time. Yeah. So anyway, we got to see that they all ultimately wound up tricking him. Kevin donated his kidney
to Jackie's stomach.
Yes, so now he's walking away with what kind of chicken? I don't know what it was. Beef liver? I don't know what that thing was. It was nasty, but that wasn't his liver, his kidney anyway. So okay, officially Arsenio is the host of Tricked now.
Yes.
Whatever Tricked was. I don't know why they introduced that onto the show. It's like a show within the show.
Yeah. So I'm going to assume that it's sort of like, I guess, their version of Punk'd.
Yeah.
And so...
But, like, who is he going to be tricking? Is he going to be tricking just everybody in the cast, or...
I don't know. I'm curious enough if this was just a one-time deal and maybe we're just not going to see Arsenio again, but...
Yeah.
And they're just kind of showing him having, another career move as a host for Tricked. But, yeah, I mean, it would be funny to see if they actually do some more pranks on a couple other folks.
It'll be funny, but just to go back to a real quick point, again, about poking fun at their own lives, how he gets the fake phone call from Donald Trump. Because did you know that he actually won the Apprentice, the Celebrity Apprentice?
I did not. So that's good to know.
Yeah, and then like they were trying to, maybe that's how he started to make his little comeback, because he won that show or whatever. But it just showed him in ultimate desperation. So maybe he's going to take Kevin up on his offer and become, part of the show. I don't think he's going to replace Dwayne. Dwayne is irreplaceable.
No, Dwayne's not going anywhere.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm really excited to see how, this episode unfolds. It's like a fake storyline, but it is a storyline at the same time. So, and then Nick is alive. Nick comes out and he's looking good, and, he's alive and well, and ultimately Kevin got tricked.
Yeah, tricked. Nick did point out, I got a network to run. See you guys.
Oh, yes. Boom. He definitely flexed on him like a boss. So anyway, well, I guess we technically don't have to have any predictions because we kind of see.
Well, I'm curious to know, are you looking forward to anything in particular? Well, we did say we want to see the ladies come back. I definitely want to see the ladies come back.
You know what I would love to see?
What's that?
The little nephew of Nick Cannon come back. Okay. Just because his little fight scenes with Kevin and Kevin getting knocked out by the little boy. Oh, I would like to see Kevin have a fight. I would like to see him get knocked out. Because he got knocked out by Layla Ali. He got knocked out by the little kid. Somebody else. Everybody's been socking him. He got hit several times in this episode.
Yeah, he's always good.
Yeah, I would like, because he does that really well. He gets knocked out really well. So I would like to see the little kid come back. How about you?
I don't know. I'm trying to think what in particular. I mean, the show just overall, they just kind of bring all kinds of crazy surprises, and so I'm just excited for the season to be full swing now. I know for sure that Wayne Brady's going to be back. We'll see him in a few more episodes. Who else? I'm curious to know if we're going to see some of the other familiar faces, like maybe Salida Banks or Eva Marcel was on there as well.
Yeah. Speaking of Eva, she has a new show that's out, Born Again Virgin.
And that's with Tank and a couple other folks, right?
Yeah, that show is doing really well. That was created by a friend of mine, Renata Shepard. So, the show is doing really well. So, go Eva. Go Eva. So, maybe we can get her in on the show, talk about maybe her episode when she comes in or something like that.
Yeah.
We'll see.
We'll see. We got to get some of these folks in.
Yeah,
again, guys, get at it on Twitter.
Yeah, please, Twitter. Keep sending in the tweets, sending in the love, and we are definitely going to be back for our second episode, and hopefully they keep the funny coming, because I'll be quick to be like, yo, that wasn't funny.
Oh, I'm right there with you. And I laugh for almost everything. Yeah. If I'm not laughing, it's not funny, guys.
Exactly.
But you know what? I do know, I don't want to throw things out there or spoil anything, but I do know that we're in for some funny stuff this season. So,
okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you look like you got some inside information on that.
Man, a little bit.
All right, cool. Well, meanwhile, let everybody know where we can find you.
That's right, guys. You guys can find me on all social media at Janeisha_MissVI.
Oh, very nice. And I can be found on all social media platforms at Robin Ayers, or on my website. Check it out. It's robinayers.com. Right. Until next time, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you next episode.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.